Hello, Viking fans. Welcome to this week's edition of Viking Talk with Josh Morgan. I'm Brandon Davis, and as always, glad to have with me Warren Central head football coach Josh Morgan. Coach, great to see you.
You too, Brandon.
Well, last Friday night against the Ridgeland Titans, a 38-6 win to open up our region play. I know you had to be very pleased with that. You and the coaching staff, you've watched the film. What are your thoughts on that game?
Well, we started fast, 3 and out with a defense, and our offense had a short field, and we looked really sharp, consistent, clean, and you know we go into halftime 28-0, and what a start! We were really focused on district play and getting off to a good start. We had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. I think that showed it, and I feel like that we were prepared, we were ready, and our guys did a wonderful job of executing and played the best half that we've played all year long. And what a great thing to see, especially at this time and where we're starting district.
Yeah, strong first half, 28-0, as you mentioned. Close it out 38-6. Over 240 yards on the ground against Ridgeland. Coach, that's something I know that we've talked about, something we've been looking forward to seeing. I know you had to be happy with the way your offensive line and your backs played the other night.
Yes, so very happy. So proud to see that. We have worked hard on it. We have gotten better at it. That was one of the main focus, looking at us and really evaluating ourselves during that off week. Wanted to be better in that area. Our kids have worked really hard. Our coaches have done a good job, and our guys have worked hard. Backs ran hard, but we still left some things out there that we've got to get better at. There were some cuts and holes that were there that we'll continue to progress. This is all about progressing. So again, I think a lot of that has to do with what we've been playing, the preparation and what we've done to fix and get better, practice habits, and really proud to see that in our game.
Well, this is a Ridgeland offense. They're installing the wing tee, the first year under Coach Todd McDaniel. Done a pretty good job so far of getting there. But our defense, Coach, talk about that. They were very stout in this effort. They limited that Titan rush attack to right at 100 yards, which is very impressive. Anytime you can do that to a wing tee, it was a great effort by that group.
Yeah, I was proud of them. We had 19 tackles for losses. That's when you're playing a team that's under center and running the wing tee and trap, dive, and belly and buck, and they're coming downhill. So to have 19 tackles for losses in that kind of offense is really impressive. I felt like we were just really played dominant. I thought TK Qualls was in the backfield most of the night. Of course, Ronnie and LJ and Steph just continuing to really give us good play up there, and I thought we tackled well as also. So very, very proud of that bunch. I'm proud of our secondary too, and I just thought we played a good, complete team. Defense right there. We got a chance to get our second unit in and some of our third unit in, and those guys were able to get some reps and wish we could have played better in some areas there, but that's part of the growth process too. But it was good to get them in and being able to evaluate them.
That's very important because, they don't get opportunities throughout the year. JV season's already over, obviously, so you have to be pleased in having the opportunity to get them in.
Want to get them in as soon as we can. But I think we saw some guys that were unprepared, maybe because they didn't feel like they were, going to get that opportunity. So wherever we can get better and learn, we're going to do that. We want to develop our guys. Everybody's important. If you're a 2 or a 3, you're one play away from being the next man. And so we learned a lot from that this week. Felt like some guys weren't really locked into our game plan, and it showed. So make the most of your opportunities, be ready for it, because you never know when it's going to happen, and always preparing like you're a starter. And I think we learned those lessons this week.
A lot of good things on offense, defense, special teams had a good night as well. But, Coach, the biggest thing, 1-0 in region play. Yeah. We talked about this last week. We have a shortened region play with 5 games. So the importance of going 1-0 has to be very big in your mind.
Yes, extremely important. And we wanted to we really focused on us, wanted to be good. I thought we were the best version of ourselves Friday night. And, getting to 1-0 surely is important and really sets us up nice going into this week. And it's like I told our guys, the more you win, the bigger the games are going to get. And we want to stay up top. We want to control our own destiny. So it was really good to get that fast start.
Well, something we talked about last week as we closed out our younger feeder programs, our 8th and our ninth grade team. We'll congratulate them again. 8th grade, they're third place, and the little six, they won 41-14 over Brandon in the third place game. And then our ninth grade, they fell short against Brandon, but an outstanding effort in the championship game. Coach, we talked about Coach Green and Coach Williams. And by the way, Coach Williams did not fall out. I was going to make sure I told you guys that. He stayed up the other night. But very intense coach if you don't know him. But any rate, just an excellent job that those coaches did. And I know you have to be proud of what your feeder program's bringing into the high school.
Yes, extremely proud. Proud of the time that's put in. This is not just about football. This is about just really investing in our young guys and really developing them and spending time with them and creating a positive culture and positive environment for them. I can't tell you the amount of time, that goes into it. And there are no corners that are cut in our program, and I can say that from our junior high up. It is hard work. There's a spring training, there's a summer workout program, and it's just about dedication. And this program means everything to us. Our kids mean everything to us. We take a lot of pride in it, and those two guys, being the leaders that they are mighty important to us. And our kids, they let us coach them, and they're willing to work. And if they're willing to do those things, it sure helps us continue to be successful.
Yeah, congratulations to them again. Coach Green, just outstanding. Coach Williams, can't say enough good about them. What they're bringing to this program, the value they're adding to our kids, and you've got a bright future ahead of you here at Warren Central with those kids you've got coming in. This is Viking Talk, visiting with Coach Josh Morgan. Well, Coach, we talked about last week. We talked about the future. Let's talk about now. Crosstown rival Vicksburg coming to town or coming over here. What can you tell us about the Gators?
Well, they're very talented. I think they have some explosive players on both sides of the football. I think it starts with a quarterback who's been playing for 3 or 4 years, and just everything starts with him. Runs their offense really well. Again, the receivers is probably playing better than anybody in the state right now, or one of the best as far as being productive. I think he's got like over half their touchdowns, if not more than that. So again, anytime you got somebody that can throw it and catch it and make plays, and then with very talented running backs, it's just like pick your poison with them. So very talented. And on the defensive side of the ball, they've got 2 or 3 guys that are returning back from that has been playing a lot of football too. So very challenging for us, an opponent, and very athletic and very explosive players.
You talked about the quarterback, Ronnie Alexander, a young man that started for them as a freshman. He's grown up in that program, done a fantastic job for him when Coach McDaniel was there. Now for Coach Lacey, it's an offense coach that's going to give you multiple looks. They were in the wing tee last year. You still see some variations of that, but you'll see some shotgun formations, some various types of motion, scoring 25 points a game. A big challenge for you, but how do you manage the different types of formations and looks you may or you may not see?
Try to prepare them the best that we can, and the last thing we want to do is be confused or slow reacting and not on the same page. So we've done a good job of keeping our defense really consistent with alignment and what responsibilities are. We don't want to get too cute and too fancy, and we're going to try to stop what they do best. And it's a team that, like you said, can get under center and go wing T. It's a team that can go empty and shotgun. And so again, but at the same time, if we have to prepare for everything, so we've done a good job with that, and our guys have seen a bunch of it. And so we feel like us being the best version of us, keeping things simple, and making sure that we're on point with what we're doing and the calls that we're making.
You think this week, obviously every week, but this week more importantly, discipline from your defensive backs of not getting their eyes caught in the backfield looking for that, that eye candy of all those motions to get deep beat. With the various formations that they run, any extra emphasis on making sure they're keeping their, staying where they're supposed to?
And it's really about being alert at all times. Really having a player like number 18 for them. It's if you have to be warned and repeatedly told to keep your eye out for him. You're not a very smart football player. Like, he is really good, and we've got jobs to do, and we have to trust each other. So do our job and make sure that we're on point. Everybody's got jobs to do, uh, but we're definitely going to have to know where their playmakers are, and it's going to take all of us. It's not just the corner's job to stop this, and it's not just we're going to pursue the football. We're going to have built-in things that we have one or two guys overpassing stuff and things like that. So it'll be a complete team effort, and again, we have to be disciplined and do our job.
Defensively for Vicksburg, they lost several starters to graduation, but it's still a unit. They're only giving up 17 points a game. Aggressive unit, coach, from what I can see. Defensive tackle DeMarcus Johnson, one of the betters in the state, and also linebacker Dennis Battle. What have you seen from them, and what do you like what they do, and what issues do you think they may cause us this week?
I think they get after the quarterback well when it's time, when it's obvious passing situations. I think that when they get to pin their ears back and they get to really rush the passer, I think that's one of their strengths. We're going to have to do a good job of being balanced and keeping them on their toes and making sure that we're not predictable with what we're doing. But yeah, run to the ball, athletic, long, rangy, and really good-looking players. So it's they do a good job, and we're going to have to be very good at what we do, and we're going to have to do a really good job of making sure that we're controlling the game, which is about running the football, third down, stuff like that are going to be really important, and allow us to get into a rhythm like we saw the other night.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of emotions with this game. Obviously, the kids know each other. We shop in the same grocery stores with each other. We go to church with each other. We know each other. So a lot of emotions in this game. Coach, how important is it going to be for our kids, our coaches, everyone involved to maintain their poise and have discipline this week as we go through this game?
Well, both schools have a lot of pride, and they have a lot of pride in their program, and they love their football, and so you got a lot of people that are interested, and they're really pulling. Thing about it, like we talked to our guys about it, like nobody can really do anything about it but the players, and there can be a lot of we sure do want to win, but what can we do about it other than cheer really loud or as coaches to prepare really good, but this is about the guys. It's about the players, and that's what it is. And they have to do a good job of understanding their jobs and not getting caught up in the other stuff that comes with it. This game is like no other. The atmosphere is you can feel it, and you have to be prepared for that, and you got to know how to handle that. Because to me, it brings out the best in everything that we do around here. And I think it brings out the best in our fans, our community, and we get behind our team and we get to pull for them. And so this is about our guys and understanding that we're going to let the cheerleaders cheer and the band play, but we have a game to play, and we've got to do a good job and understand his attention to detail and focus on winning.
Well, Corey Knight, one of their utility guys, plays multiple positions for them. But, Coach, he seems to thrive in special teams. Last week against Neshoba Central, returned to kickoff for a touchdown. Last year in this game, it was a tight game. We gave up a touchdown on a kickoff return. Discuss the importance of being sound on special teams this week, and that might be an area where you may have an edge or it could be a weakness. What do you think?
Well, last year it was a weakness for us. We played them early in the year. We were not sound in a couple different areas, and they had a player last year that blocked a punt and returned the kickoff. I can't remember his name. I think number 2 for him, and he took a sky kick to the high. I think he scored, didn't he?
He did.
Scored, and then they blocked a punt. He blocked a punt off the edge, and it put us in a bad spot, which they scored again. So yeah, it's of course it's a major concern. It's also one of the areas where we try to find ways to win and try to find the edge and looking for hidden yards. So we want to be better in that area. We've learned a lot from that game, and we want to be better in there. That's definitely been a focus of our coaching staff and our players, of making sure that we're really sound in all 3 phases.
A lot of speed on the defense, on the special team side, and like I said, I know that has to be an area that you have to focus on. Like I said, they do a really good job. I think maybe that's one of the strengths of this team is their special teams on the return. So, any special emphasis, or is it more just going out and doing your job and
Yeah,
learning from
they have.
last
It's
year?
basically a track team on the kickoff return team and stuff. Yeah, I mean, our point of emphasis is Jonah kicked the ball in the end zone. We don't have to
Right.
fool with this.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And of course, Jonah will be, yes, sir. But we'll definitely do our very best to not kick it to certain people and really focus in on our jobs. But again, Jonah's done a really good job when he hits it, and so we're going to give him the opportunities to kick it in the end zone. If he can't, then we're going to have to start playing that cat and mouse game.
Right. Well, in the past, this has just been a crosstown rival game. Now there's a lot more meaning to it. Vicksburg being in our region, so um, somebody has the opportunity to go 1-1, or we could be 1-1, and we could be 2-0. They could be 1-1. It all depends. A lot of riding on this game, Coach. I mean, uh, it has to have extra meaning to you, obviously, because of the playoff implications. But have you put any extra focus on that, or are you just focused on getting it 2-0 and then going on to the next game?
Yeah, this is Vicksburg week. This is Vicksburg week, and we have to understand that we're not going to dance around it. I'm not as a coach. I don't want our players to dance. You call it what it is. It's Vicksburg week, and it just happens to be a district game. It's usually the other way around.
Right.
But we're not going to not prepare because of the approach. We're going to prepare our very best. So I'm sure that they are, and like I mentioned, it brings out the best in both teams. So I think our approach is we're giving everything that we've got in our preparation. They have all of our respect. They have all of our undivided attention, and we're going to give them our very best, and that's our plan.
Well, we have this one at home this week. We always have good crowds for these games. Talk about the importance of home field advantage in a key game like this.
Yeah, I mean, comfortable. Our kids are comfortable. It's our place. It's Highway 27, so I think that helps. So yeah, it's a big advantage, and we'll take it. We'll try to find an advantage anywhere. You know how we are.
Right.
So yeah, we're proud to be here. We know it's going to be packed out. We know that the stands are going to be packed and limited standing room only. Hopefully, hopefully that's the case, because I know as a player, that's what we dreamed about, and this will be an electric atmosphere that these kids will never forget. And like I said, this is going to come down to them. So yeah, it'll be electric, and we're glad it's at the house.
A lot of pageantry with this ball game. Vicksburg Warren School District Hall of Fame is going to be introduced at halftime. Congratulations to all those people. Larry Warner played here.
Yeah.
I know were you in college, or were you coaching when he was here? I know.
I was in college.
Yeah, Larry was pretty dynamic as a running back, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, your stories about him.
Yeah, he was. He's one of those special types of players that's almost has turned into a mythical figure around here with the stories and the size. Not very big, but couldn't nobody handle him, and dunking the ball at whatever height he was, and just a superb athlete. And we're proud of him.
Congratulations, Coach Warner. He now is the running backs coach at Southern Illinois. I don't think he's going to be here tomorrow night. I think he's going to be here for the banquet, but he has to get back for their game. But injuries, Coach, we've played a very tough non-region game. You played last week a physical game against Ridgeland. How'd you come out on the injury side?
We minor bumps and bruises, and again we've been very fortunate, very thankful for that. But again we'll have all hands on deck.
Well, practice this week. I know it's been a little bit cooler. You're probably thankful for that. Not quite as hot as it's been. Yesterday you had a little bit of rain, which we hadn't seen rain in how long. I don't know how long that was. Got to practice in the rain. But how has practice went this week with the kids?
We've had a good week. It's really not a lot to be said at this point in time. It's our kids know what to expect. I really wanted to set up, our coaching staff, just kind of the setup for the week, our approach to it, business-like approach. And really try to do our best to set them up to put them in a position where they can be successful. Feel like we have a good game plan, offensively and defensively, and I feel like our guys know it, and I feel like we've had a good work week and very prepared. So we feel good about our week.
Well, what are going to be the keys to beating this good Gator program?
I think the first thing is poise. We talk about poise. It's so easy to just throw that out there, but it's really, it's one of those things where in this environment, you must be looking for that, must guard yourself, and must be able to control yourself. And that you have to work on that. It's just not something that's done
Right.
easily.
That's
Right.
right.
Everybody's like, keep your cool, man, or stay poised. Well, you have to be conscious of that, and that can't be the first time you've heard that or tried to do that.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you're not going to win that. So that's really important for us. And then when you get into the nuts and bolts of the game, we have to eliminate the big play defensively. We have to do that. We have to take that away and make them consistently be good up and down the field. And sometimes that takes a little patience. So again, and us picking our times when we can be aggressive and not offensively. Where it's going to start with us is, can we run the ball on them successfully? We've got several different things that set up for us in the passing game. And when those opportunities present themselves, we got to make them count. So being opportunistic on the offensive side of the ball, consistently good in the running game, and no big plays defensively.
Well, Coach, best of luck to you.
Thank
This
you.
game's always fun, a lot of
It is.
intensity to it, so it's good football. I want to thank you guys for joining us this week. Hope that you come out Friday night. We need a big crowd. We need the home field advantage. Like I said, a lot going on. You're going to have the Hall of Fame introduced at halftime, pregame. You're going to have the bands from the junior high coming up, so we get to see our youngsters that's going to be feeding into Dr. McMullen's band program. They're going to be performing for you at pregame, so we hope that you come out. We'll talk next week. We go to Neshoba Central, our first big road test of the year. We got a big drive over to Philadelphia. Have you ever played over there?
Never have.
Yeah, it's going to be a long drive, but yeah, it's a fun time to go over there to Philadelphia. And too bad the Neshoba County Fair is not going on.
Right.
But we got stuff to do anyway. But we're going to talk about that. Talk about this game. Hopefully, we're talking about a win. But until then, I'm Brandon Davis. He's Josh Morgan. We'll talk to you next week. Rise up, Vikings.